You all may notice that I just recently switched to the Crusader class inside Diablo Immortal in an attempt to put together what I believed to be one of the most amazing Crusader builds. This is one that's being utilized in PvP right now, but also one that has been modified by Y to perform even better. My thought process here was I want to try out this build because it's doing so well. Well, I put the build together after a couple of mistakes along the way, figuring out how to use it in battle. I got it working, and I was doing okay with this build as well, but it was just a bit slow to me. Me being a barbarian, using Wrath of the Berserker, being able to run myself around the map was something that I missed doing. The build here, although it pulls in a lot of kills, it definitely is a slower style run around, and I was struggling with that. So we switched back to the Barbarian. So we're back in the Barbarian. We put back together our Hammer of the Ancients build, and we're still jumping back in and doing all right in Battlegrounds, even though the nerf did come to the class. We also are rocking a different cosmetic. I think this one looks pretty epic on the Barbarian. So that's my reasoning for the change, but there's even more reason and there's more thoughts that I have regarding what I'm going to be doing with this build, specifically relating to my gems and my resonance. I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. I'm also going to show you guys what's new inside of the game and what we need to be focusing on as we start out our week here. We are getting very close to the update time, and Diablo will be back. It's the first time we're going to be able to fight Diablo in years, unless if you were going back and playing old titles. So definitely cool that Diablo Immortal is bringing back that interaction and that we're actually getting it inside of the mobile game. I'm excited for it myself. All right, let's talk about gems and resonance to start things out. I'm sitting on a couple of gems that I'm using right here that are not PvP focused gems. If you recall, before the past month, I was a PvE guy. I enjoyed putting builds together, going out, farming, and doing all that, but as of late, I've gotten a lot more into Battlegrounds since I've been introduced to a great Barbarian build. A couple of the gems that I'm using right now that are probably not helping me in Battlegrounds include the Void Spark, the Gloom, even the Seeping Bile. These are 3 gems that I've invested pretty heavily into that I'm thinking of now making dormant and replacing them with some other gems, which I will show you in a minute. I'm even thinking that maybe the Viper's Bite is not the best gem to be utilizing here, and controversial, it was told to me that the Bottled Hope is probably not the best one either, that I can get more value out of using a 1 or 2 star gem. Now let me tell you the reasoning behind all of this. I'm sitting at 3,115 resonance, but when you go into any of my gems and you take a look at their resonance itself, you'll notice that I don't have all of these filled out. I'm lacking all of these socket bonuses and all of the extra resonance I can get from these gems. Where if I go to one like, let's say, what is it, my Pain Clasp, or let's go to the Pain Clasp, you'll notice I have it a little bit more filled out, at least unlocking the first socketed bonus. There's a strategy where you can go with not all, but mostly 1 and 2 star gems, and you could unlock all of these socket bonuses that will benefit you in PvP. If you're able to take all of your resonance slots and get them all maxed out, you're going to have, well, pretty good advantage in PvP with all those extra bonuses unlocked. Plus, you're not going to have insane resonance, so when you're matchmaking, you're going to be matchmaking in that res zone, and you're going to be able to have the bonuses that a lot of other people may be like myself. I'm sitting at 3,000 resonance, but I have almost primarily 5-star gems. Blood-Soaked Jade, we have Bottled Hope, we have Gloom, we have Seeping Bile, and we have Void Spark. Now, if I remove 3, put in a couple of 1s and 2s that are going to be beneficial for PvP, it could help be a little bit more dominant in the resonance zone. Keep in mind, any changes that we do make, we're only going to be making the gem dormant, as I did right here with my Maw of the Deep. It's dormant. If I want to bring it back to life, I just need to take the gem power from any of the 1s and 2s that I decide to not use and put it back into there. I don't need to get all of the extra copies again. So any changes that are made are not, the end of the world. Now, the gems that I'm actually looking at to do this with are, well, one, I got to get myself a Rolling Consequence going. Rolling Consequence and Blood-Soaked Jade are probably the two most necessary gems for PvP. I got the Blood-Soaked Jade rocking hard, but the Rolling Consequence, I've never worked on it. So we're going to have to go ahead and buy a bunch of copies of this, and I'm going to probably have to buy myself a 4-star copy as well, because I'm going to want it to be at least 4 stars. I mean, that's going to be probably fairly important. Morn Skull. This is a gem that should probably be part of my build. It's a 2-star, and I'm going to be farming this one as heavily as I can until December ends, because then it's not going to be as available. And then we're going to have to use 4 Telluric Pearls to craft one of these. And needing 41 of them to get a build, or to get the gem to rank 10, I'm going to want to get as many as I can now, and I don't have a lot. The Abiding Curse is another cool gem that is going to most likely make my build. Attacks have a 50% chance to curse enemies, reducing their attacks movement speeds by 35% for 2 seconds. And this is something that can always be put onto an enemy player, and there's no time where that won't be effective. Mother's Lament is one that I'm going to probably bring back to the build as well. Dealing damage, have a 20% chance of gaining Mysterial Disdain, increasing your crit. Crit's important, and it's a 2-star. And Entropic Well increases the chance, increases your skill damage by 6%. That's all the time. There's no cooldown, no nothing. It's just going to increase your skill damage. That's pretty big. And those, or some of those, may be taking place of the gems that I have. I do believe I'm going to be keeping my Bottled Hope intact, because I do like it. When you use a skill to grant a buff, increases the damage and movement speed of the target by 8% for 6 seconds. What stinks is it's on a 20-second cooldown, but it's still a very, very strong gem. That's my thoughts on my build. That's why we're back as the Barbarian. And actually, once I switched back to the Barb, it felt really good. And I put together both a farming build and I put together my PvP build. So now with my farming build, I can just go ahead and run around, burn everything just like this as I go through, whirlwind through something if I have to, and just demolish to get my essences that I need, to get my farming that I need, and to do anything that we need to do on a daily for that cause. Now, we also have some events going on inside of the game. Eternal War is still going on. It says 12:10. We'll see if it actually does end then. Phantom Market's still there. Winds of Fortune, you can activate and get your double XP. I still have not done that, but we will do that soon. Remember, last time I did this, it was a 24-hour timer from when I clicked it. So I want to make sure it's going to be a day that I'm going to be heavy playing the game, not a day that I'm going to be mediocre. Graphics updates coming. We've got this, Eye of the Unmaking. Super easy tasks that you do inside of the game. Nothing big at all. And you get some good progress. Already making progress there. Challenge tasks you got from Trial of the Hordes, and Infernal Knowledge, which is another one that you just do stuff. Salvage a piece of equipment, oh sure, you get yourself rewarded, and you get yourself Legendary Crest, Telluric Pearls along the way. With all of this in mind, it is Monday, and what I like to do on Mondays is go to my mail. I have all of my assembly rewards that I never claimed. I'm going to claim all of those, and I'm going to read all, and I'm going to delete all red to clean out my mailbox. This is what's going to get me to Server Paragon level. I just jumped 2 levels right there. And as you can see, I'm getting 110% rewards because Server Paragon is 560. And I was, before just clicking that button, I believe I was 557. Now I'm 559 because I'm getting the bonus rewards. And if I were to claim all of that when I was already above Server Paragon level yesterday, it would have given me a lot less. I also have more though, because when we come on over here, I save all of my essences every week. Or actually all of my turn-ins. So I'm going to go ahead with the largest ones first. We started at 557. This is going to take us all the way up. It's also going to get us a whole bunch of rewards here from the Battle Pass too. I go with the larger ones first, and then we just go grab all the small ones, claiming all of these along the way. Oh, here's another 200. Let's see how much we can actually get up. I have trained myself to not be lured by the red dots inside of the game. The red dots do not make me press on anything, so I can wait for Monday and get this kind of reward. So we're going to come on in here. I'm going to claim everything for the Battle Pass. Of course, we go Sapphire every single time, and there's going to be a bunch of those we can grab. So every Monday is kind of like a mini Christmas morning for me when I get to log in and collect all these rewards. Also, it helps me do a little bit of jumps. Last night, I just got myself another level on one of my pieces of gear, trying to get everything 30 across the board. We did some nice open world farming and got some good materials yesterday. Looks like we got a quest done as well. That's going to be close to another level. Battle Pass, we're on 35, only 5 levels away from the end, which we'll collect all of that and probably get it done before Monday. If not, when we do another big turn-in. But as you can see right now, we're sitting at 563. Now we are above server paragon level. We're only getting 60% of the rewards, so upgrading and progressing is going to be more difficult, but we are 3 levels above. We just gained 6 paragon levels during this video, claiming rewards on a Monday, which is why I'm never below server paragon level, because we're always able to get that bonus jump when our experience that we gain is at a maximum.